lunch, they go back on the road. Sometimes you get the little ethnic fatigue kicking in. So we have to be cautious of that as well. Yeah.
So what
contribution?
You have a contribution, or I'll take it.
Yes, I believe a question, sorry. Apart from persons not abiding by the rules and laws on the road, do you think we have an attitude or character problem that can also lead to accidents? For example, road rage, verbal abuse to female drivers from men, etc. Also, our traffic lights seem to be audible. Before it turns green, you would hear excessive tooting.
Patience, again, our drivers don't have patience. And I mean, sometimes even right there on the bridge, the waterfront, the traffic light right there, several times I've encountered that my light is green and somebody's zooming past me. So even that, you cannot even trust, just putting your foot to the gas and say, okay, my light turned green and let me go, Wow. Sometimes I have a slight delay because when the traffic is coming down on the highway, based on where you stop, you cannot quite see it. And you still get persons breaking the law. Yeah, you're still breaking. It happens. So it's really and truly, and trust me, guys, I used to drive fast. I love driving fast. But over the years, I've realized it's not worth it. Right? I had a fast vehicle, and back then, trust me, to get down from Castries to Beaufort was a piece of cake for me. But we don't have the roads for it.
So what slowed you down?
Accidents.
Accidents.
Yeah, not me personally.
Okay.
I lost a very good friend, another racer again, he's speeding down the road, and he was mangled in a tree.
Wow.
And after that, I'm like, sold the car.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah, so.
The thing about the point you made earlier about encountering containers and swerving, sometimes we think about us sleeping or us going off track, and the other person not blowing their horn and letting you know. But look at the situation on Sunday where
the container blew is on for me.
Look at the situation where somebody who's not expecting the swerving driver, is in an accident. Somebody who's driving probably carefully, right? So it's really all our business because we never know who this person will be on the other side of the road.
So sometimes it's not you.
Yeah,
it might not be your fault.
Yes.
It's not be you are doing everything right.
And I guess and I think we should say, based on falling sick, you were saying, like for instance, falling sick.
Yeah.
So accident may not necessarily be because anybody is reckless or
somebody gets a stroke or heart attack.
This thing, so we must be careful. So you see somebody doing something and you begin thinking, an idiot and all kind of thing, but poor person just fell sick.
Or something, or maybe a bird fly in your vehicle. Hit your eye, hit your face.
So much.
A stone.
A stone.
Something very, very simple. Could cause it.
Do you have another contribution?
We have one? Let's go on.
Does St. Lucia have space for a bus lane?
The government will have to acquire some property by the road. Plenty. It will take a task for it to happen, because I think our roads, they've say for example, we can use Viesikwe. For example, I never thought Viesikwe road would have gotten so wide, until Mr. Reno did his magic. But they had to acquire property at that point in time. Some persons lost, a piece of their land because the road needed to be affixed a certain way. So it will take a task. It will take persons who's in the retaining walls and gutters being moved, and it will take a bit of money. But it might be possible, and it might not be everywhere, because there are literally roads that we cannot add a foot to it again. To acquire that land, they need to attain a bus lane. It'll be nice, and it'll be very nice, but it will take a couple of years for us to reach that point. Yes.
In any event, we have, the problem that exists needs not just a short-term solution, medium-term. In the long term, Drivers come from schools, drivers come from homes, drivers come from experiencing driving with other relatives. Some drivers drive fast because their father or mother used to drive very fast. So in the long term, there should be some kind of plans to reach out to schools and so on and so forth, so the next generation of drivers
ed,
would be ready to not drive so fast. So I don't know what the long term plan is regarding that.
It's a culture that has to be broken. Yeah. I can remember when I started to drive, seat belts was not a thing back then. Until it was in the law, but it wasn't something that was enforced. Yeah, until one day police had a serious campaign on wearing a seat belt. I remember my first ticket was given to me by Zeus in Marsha, Officer Zeus in Marsha, for my seatbelt, for not wearing my seatbelt, because it was not a thing back then, But it took the government, it took police giving that serious thought and giving you a serious campaign, serious tickets. Right. And eventually it is now a thing, So it has to take a lot of manpower to make it happen. What we have now, an increasing habit is the use of no helmet when riding a motorcycle. It's a big thing now. And even myself as a riding instructor, when I have those experienced riders coming in to get their license, I'm like, can you tell me what's the thrill of not wearing a helmet? I don't understand it, because you ride fast, you have things coming at you. You have the small flies, you have stones, you have debris, you have all these things coming at you. Some wearing glasses, some can barely keep their eyes open because the wind in their eyes, and putting yourself at risk, and for not wearing a helmet. Again, what will have to be done? A serious campaign has to be done on wearing helmets. So it's a lot of manpower that has to come into play to force the change of behaviors of drivers, riders on the road today.
So the thing I must ask is, if we take a St. Lucian person and take them and put them in another country, would they not follow the laws of the country? So we'd abide by the laws of the country. So we are capable.
Very. But you see, the thing is that, why do we follow the rules? Because they have laws, and they have police at the side of the road. There is cameras.
Yes.
And you
get a ticket.
You get a ticket in the mail. And if you don't get the ticket, then the company you rented the vehicle for will get the ticket. In the end, you will get the fine. You understand? So there are laws in place, and there are consequences to their actions. So then you would abide by it. Typical example, in St. Lucia, it's not a law to wear a seatbelt in the back seat.
Yes.
So because it's not a law, does it mean that I don't have to wear it?
Yeah, that's a constant fight I have with my kids. Every time I'm there with them, I have to tell them. And that's one thing you have to make sure.
So I have a question. Yes. I'm not putting you on the spot.
No, I put myself there.
When they were kids, did you allow them?
No, I did not.
From a toddler?
No, from very small. They had the classes very... of course. That tells you how constant it should be. The fight is every time. Don't stop and keep doing it.
Yeah. But it's something that we have to do continuously. That is right. Our kids, we give them a bicycle. No gear, no shoes, no knee pads, no gloves, no elbow pads, no helmet.
And then when they fall, we tell them, get up.
That's right. Dust yourself and let's go, right? And then guess what? These kids grow up, they get a little scooter. What do? Same thing. Because that's how we have trained them. That is correct. So it's already in them. We allow them to do certain things, and they grow up doing it, and in the end, when they come to driving school and tell them, put on a seatbelt, Miss, that's so hard for me to put. Miss, I know that because I'm putting that. Miss, you get all kind of excuses because it's something that they're not used to when they were younger. And now, as an adult, you're telling me I have to do that. Yeah?
I have a question, yes. Should the age for holding a driver's license be increased to 21?
Ooh. You asking me that personally?
Yeah, I guess personally.
Personally? No, I got my license at 17, so I will tell you. I think we just need to get our teenagers responsible. And if the parent know that they have a certain type of a teen, then you hold back. Because there are responsible adults. I had a vehicle from the age of 17. Right? I had a vehicle from the age of 17, and I've been driving from 17 now down to today. And in terms of finding myself in accidents or in problems or anything on that sort, no. So you have responsible adults, young adults out there who can handle themselves on the road. Even today, I got a call from a parent who wanted their 14-year-old to get a license. And I was like, no, sir, you have 3 years to wait again.
Right.
He said, how you mean? But my child is tall enough. My child, and sometimes the parents enable the kids.
That is so true.
You know, my child is tall enough. Yeah, she's very mature. It's it's a hassle for me to get her to school. But I figure if I could get her a license at 14, then she can drive herself to school. So sometimes even the parents play a role, in that part. You know, it's something I said that I would have had to look into. In the time of I getting my license, I remember, although that was not the route that we took, I remember when they introduced provisional license, it was said that, and again, I am not giving facts. I'm just giving from my memory. It was said that the first year of you getting your license, you're supposed to be with a licensed driver of 3 years for the first year under a provisional license.
He's agreeing with you.
Yeah, in the first year. So that's why the provisional license came into play. You had to drive with a driver for 1 year. And then after that, within that year, you do your defensive, and then you get the full-fledged license. So in your first year of driving, to gain the experience of being on the road, you were supposed to be a licensed driver. That's what I remember it to be, which is not the case now.
Okay, I have a question on
yes,
that.
Please.
So we're looking at the problem of the accidents and stuff like that on the road. Are these accidents created, or does it involve new drivers?
A lot.
A lot of new drivers?
Because they're inexperienced.
Those fatalities on the road?
No. I'm not. We will not. You asked about the accidents. The statistics states between 17 to 25 is where you have most of your collisions.
Wow. In terms of the fatalities now.
That part I cannot speak of. I
think people are more concerned about while the accidents are and collisions, not accidents, collisions and crashes, something that is very frequent. I think the outcry is more when things happen like what happened on Sunday.
I don't even know how old the young man was,
right,
but he was young. He was fairly young. Competitive driving. So I just got my license. I bought a nice Levin, a Lexus, a Swift, name the others. My partner, we coming up from from View Fort. We on the stretch. Let's open it. Let's see who has more.
And then you see both of them overtake you one time on the Millennium Highway.
Yeah. So it's competitive driving. Who can do it better? Who's faster? Who has the fastest car in St. Lucia's? That is what it's about with the younger people. You have students going. I started driving. I was at secondary school. I was going to school with a car. But I had rules when I was going to school with the car. It was from here to there or there. There was no deviation. Mommy, I'm going up north. Mommy, no. It was from home to town, drop my mother to work, from work to school. It goes in reverse. From school to pick up my mother in town, back home.
Right.
There were, and within that last year, that Form 5 year, and that was my route. I couldn't, and I was timed. Yes, I was timed. I needed to be in town by, that particular time, and when I got to the school, there was somebody at the school who would call my mother to say she has arrived.
Because no cell phone.
No, at that time, cell phones were expensive, right? But there was people reporting, as to what the steps were, where I'm supposed to be at what time. So there was no room for me to sideline to go anywhere, right? I was not permitted to pick up friends or say, oh, mommy, I pick up Tom, Dick, Harry to go down the road. No. I had one schoolmate at that time, and she was the only one that was allowed on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else. Yeah? Because you have friends who come on the car.
Mm-hmm.
You have friends who say, hey, guys, drive faster. You can overtake them. You can take it there. Take it. And all the language in between. You understand? So you get a little bit of pressure, when you're driving. But they don't have experience.
Yeah.
You have a few minutes to call. 461-9647 is our WhatsApp, and 452-1011. So you can call. Ms. Nelson is here. She's able to answer every question you have.
Yeah,
I'll do my best.
I have one right here.
Right.
Sure.
It's said that for to hide anything from a black person, is to put it in a book. People don't like to read. Do you think that the billboards are effective in educating the nation on safe driving?
I think in the era that we are living in right now, it is TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, status. I think that's where we are right now. Believe it or not. To put it in black and white, you pass a billboard, you may or may not read it, but the videos, I can guarantee you they will watch it. Yeah, not lengthy ones though. Huh? By the time you reach, technical person is pointing at me. So don't think you're gonna put a 5-minute video and you're going to get them watching. No, I give it the max. The max. 1 minute.
1 minute.
Max. But your message must be given within the first 30 seconds of that video. If not, you lost. The music that you use will determine whether they will actually watch the video. Yeah? The content that you put in it will define whether they actually continue watching the video or whether they'll swipe you left and continue. So for me now, I believe, and I think the ministry is going down that route now. Right now, it's about videos and trends. Can we create a trend, a campaign, or something that will permit persons to forward? A video of an accident or incident or collision will go viral in tutus. Far less for something that is of education, that is educational. How far would it go? Yeah? But reading, I don't think we're in that era anymore. Everything is about videos.
Right, we have
a question.
A question.
It says, do you think we should go back to the old ways of learning strictly on manual?
Endangered species.
It's a tough question for...
no, it's not. Huh? It's not.
It's a nice question for you.
Yes. Yes. And this is my personal... personal opinion. Personally, not according to the books, I have to make sure I exaggerate that.
Clear.
I believe that manuals, teaching persons to drive on a manual vehicle, make them a lot more alert and sharper on the road. Make them process more or process faster. That's just my personal opinion. Opposed to just squeezing gas and brakes. Yeah. So yes, I drive manual. Yes, I teach manual. And anytime I have young people, parents bringing kids to me, I always try to slide. You don't them to learn manual. It's a thing for me. especially if the young people that come through my driving school, I try, even though they don't do it as their final exam, but I try to slide 1 or 2 classes in them to make them think of how the vehicle operates, think of what it's supposed to do at certain points. By driving a manual vehicle, you would know how the automatic supposed to work. You would know whether these gears are changing in good timing or whether there's something wrong with the transmission, whether it's slipping, something is happening. In terms of alertness, meaning that driving a manual vehicle means that you have to be aware of what's happening. You have to be able to read the road to know that you have to back down your gear in good timing, right? When you go down to first gear, you have to move off. Some persons can rush out from the junction on a manual vehicle because it's going to cut off. So you learn to take your time and make...
Scope the area.
That's right. And make a decision. That's right. As to when it is safe to come out in good timing in order for that vehicle not to cut off. Opposed to you just squeeze in the gas pedal and it's gone. Yeah? You have another question. Let me add one more thing. And I also believe in terms of, I'm not saying, again, personally, because you are always alert when driving a manual vehicle, the possibilities of you drifting in sleep is reduced. I'm not saying that you cannot fall asleep on while driving a vehicle. What I'm saying, it is reduced. Why? Because you always have to be thinking what's happening. That, again, that's my personal opinion. It's not scientific. It's not in the book. That's just me personally.
It might be.
Right? And with you just squeezing a gas pedal and waiting and just going, and now you have modernized vehicles that, you just press the cruise button at that speed and
True.
There's the thinking, processing what's happening. It's not there.
And so
that's just me personally. Okay.
The question is, how well do these students perform on the theory exams compared to the practical?
The manual students?
Yes, I believe it's in connection with that question.
I have never really paid attention between the manual and the auto students and how they do in theory, to be quite honest. So I cannot say. But I do know in manual car we have a lot more talking to do. And a lot of information is given, just as, automatic, but they might knock me for this, but anyway. Some persons may find when teaching automatic, I don't like to teach automatic, to be quite honest. Right? My first go-to car to teach is manual. Right? Some persons believe sometimes, with driving an automatic vehicle, after you've given whatever information you have to give to, you have to find some sort of conversation for you to go through because, information may not be given at the point in time that it needs to, So you may find that you have that lull in between driving and it gets quiet and then you have to find something else to talk about because guess what, we are driving maybe let's say the millennium where you've already given the speed limit, you've already spoken about the road signs and the markings. The student can handle themselves on the road, so opposed to the manual vehicle where you always have to be on that alert and giving information when to back down, when to do this, so you are always in a road talking mode at that point in time because you, as the instructor, you have to be sharp. All right? Because you have to pay attention to the road to tell a student, hey, do you see this happening? Do you see that happening? So that you can do whatever it is you have to do in good timing. So always you have a lot of information going towards a manual student. You have a lot more talking to do when you're teaching a manual student.
So, manual is the best way to go. I'm saying, not you. I'm saying now, Ms. Nelson.
Yes,
we I remember the last time you said, towards the end, you said St. Lucians don't know how to use the roundabout. So the next time, because I have a few questions there, I don't want to touch them. So you owe us another one where we can take the entire.
Hour and a half to talk about roundabouts.
But before we can go to any other questions, I don't know, we may have spoken to tailgating. And
Yes.
sometimes I get the impression if you're not tailgating, you're not a good driver. Or is that impression out there? What is tailgating? And
Tailgating is when you follow a vehicle very closely. And tailgating is big.
I think he got nervous.
No, my experience,
Yeah,
I've had to put my hand out.
Right.
And let them go.
I have this sign making for them. Why are you driving? And I speak to myself, why are you driving so close to me? You know, the temptation is there to press brakes a little bit just to scare them.
Well,
I don't do it.
But you don't know their reaction time.
I don't know. I don't know the reaction time, so I don't do it.
Yes.
But they're so close, and I ask the question. And eventually, when they see my hand up there and making that sign that, why are you so close to me?
Right.
Why are you so close to me?
Yeah.
You find they back down.
Yeah.
Maybe
Lights on my vehicle.
Yep.
And you put them on. You put them on.
I just quickly put it down, put it back up. Twice, on off, and then you see them pull back. Yeah,
that's interesting.
That's a nice way.
I'll send the popo for you.
Okay. Use my sign instead. Okay?
You're thinking of getting the lights.
No. It works, you know. It works. In the times I've used it, and I've said to the person, I've indicated, just wait, because it seems that you want to pass. Just wait, and when the traffic is clear, I tell the person back.
Yeah. So basically, that's what they want to do. They want to tailgate. They want to go because the speed that you are driving is not,
Kosher for them.
So they want to move on. So what do? Just let them go.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, just let them go. All right. When it comes to tailgating, it is dangerous. It is very, very dangerous. All right. Again, you do not know the mindset of the person that's driving in front of you. Look at your comment. In my mind, you're driving so close to me. I'm okay for me to spend a couple hours with you by the road and just jam my brake and allow you to go into the back of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, and it is some person's mindset at times, right? At that point, you're doing that. You don't know if the person is paying attention to how close you are behind you, and somebody suddenly crossed the road, or a cat, a dog is crossing the road, and they hold a brake.
Or a ball. A child.
A child, a cow,
the cow.
that is something that's very possible. So here is it. Good drivers would create the space. Bad drivers would invade the space.
You trying to assess yourself there?
No, I'm trying to assess Richie.
Huh?
They always have at least one car length in front of them.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll have to ask your passenger that question. I'm watching her reaction to see if that's true.
Yeah.
He could vouch for that.
Is the way the question is, the statement is phrased intended on making anyone feel bad.
Yeah.
I just made a statement. If you're a good driver, you would leave that space for you to think and react.
Yes.
Yeah? If you're a bad driver, you would either invade the space that the person have created, or you don't leave the space.
Yeah.
All right? And that is why we have a number of 3 vehicular accidents in St. Lucia, because we have a lot of invasion of space.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay, let's go to another question. We'll come back to this one.
But even the tailgating prevents you from really overtaking the person, because eventually, when you do see the opportunity to overtake,
you still have to regain
you
your...
have to wait
Yep.
to keep the space for you to overtake, because you can't overtake right away.
Well, they tailgate because they want to see ahead of you.
Yeah, you want to see, to anticipate.
They want to anticipate when to go. And when
the road is so, you're talking about we don't have space. And then, area where you can overtake it, there's no vehicle. And if you're too far away from this person, because sometimes, Ms. Nelson, I don't know if you realize, some individuals, they drive slowly. But these same individuals, and we have to talk about them, when it comes to all right, he's going to be overtaken, or they will speed up in areas that
which is
safe,
against the law,
which is safe to overtake, and that will frustrate maybe the person who's at the back and all of those things. But when you talk about these individuals, you know who
are strategic, strategic in the driving.
Yeah, they're very.
Yeah. So in terms of overtaking, when you come to overtake a vehicle, there's a certain measure of calculations that you'll have to do, of course. And the first one would be the person's speed.
Yeah.
Right? What speed is the vehicle ahead of me driving, and whether it should be, whether it is, I can overtake. That's right. Before, whether it's a corner, a pothole, a vehicle, a door overtake inside. So all that calculations has to be taken into consideration. Whether it's done may not necessarily be the place, because you always have persons overtaking in the wrong areas.
Weird places.
Blind corners, you see persons overtaking going up a hill,
in the
going
tunnel.
down the hill, in a tunnel, just approaching a junction. When you have zones that have no overtaking in
on
a
speed
specific
bump.
on a speed bump. So it happens.
So
Yes, please.
So can I say about the speed bumps?
Yes.
Man, imagine you're traveling business and down to Viewport, and I mean you're way behind, and LA Florida, this 40-foot container is behind you, and you have 5, 6, 7 vehicles just decide I'm not leaving that container
To come in front of me.
no, they will not overtake.
Yeah.
They're following.
Yeah.
But there's a speed bump of safety.
I like how you put that.
So I calculate and I take it, because if I don't take you there now, I may never be able to take you again. So
And in between that speed bump, because
I watch for I will never overtake if I'm not able to see the pedestrian.
Okay, good.
And often I wait after the pedestrian.
Because I was just telling you,
second.
then we have a pedestrian crossing in between the speed bump.
I never overtake the first one, and if I do on the first one, it's because I can clearly see the pedestrian. There's nobody around. Yeah.
And then you have the other thing too, because now you have electric cars.
Right.
So when you do decide to overtake, or if you do decide to overtake, you figure it is safe for you to do so at that point in time. Do you alert the driver that you are about to overtake them by blowing your horn? Yeah, blowing your horn,
People don't hear it for true.
letting them know that you're about to overtake them through your horn.
True.
So that too plays a factor as well, right? In terms of overtaking.
Up to yesterday, they're doing some road repairs, or they're doing some kind of bridge access in the tunnel road there by where the landfill is. So there's a makeshift speed bump of a rope. There are 3 of them, I think, on the road itself. Mind you, this morning they were there, and there's no workers there, but the makeshift speed bumps are there, causing you to slow down. You are slowing down, but there's no work happening around the place.
Right.
So they're not removable. Before, they used to have people standing up there giving you signs to go, but somebody decided they're going to put these makeshift speed bumps. When workers are working there, they can work safely. But there's no one working there.
To take it out.
To take it out. So people can go to work early, right? And you don't have that to worry about. Anyway, I digress. There was a line of vehicles because of the traffic caused by these rope. And the guy just decided, I'm not waiting. I'm overtaking the whole line.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, somebody must give me space.
Right.
And somebody eventually gave him space. He fit in when he saw a vehicle and come. And my children are, hey, why?
Oh, he forced his way in.
He forced his way in. Whichever one.
Yeah, he bullied himself in.
Yes. So you have a lot of that.
So
still in terms of overtaking.
I guess your statement, which is with wisdom exercise in that place, is just give them space.
Yeah, of course.
Because some people will not, and you put them at risk. You put others at risk.
You put yourself. You put yourself, and you spend a lot of time. A police officer comes there. Then
you spend 2-3 hours,
and then you have to pay for damages.
And then to get a police report, it takes 3 to 4 months.
If you get it at all.
If you get it at all, that's correct.
Yeah.
So why would I want to waste all that time when I can just let you pass?
Yeah.
So high beam flashing lights.
The one which you was doing there?
He said no, sir. The one in front. The one in front. In the video of the young man on Sunday, I kept looking at the light of the other bus. But when I drive, so I was in Martinique last month. No, yeah.
Time flies.
And and I was the guy is driving fast on that road, and I'm seeing lights. Sometimes you see nothing, but vehicles are passing. So I'm telling him, so I want to tell him slow down. I tell him, how are you able to see ahead? So he told me, yeah, the lights pull him because you pull. So he told me what he monitors the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says so he cannot watch the lights, but he has to monitor the line.
So the bright lights are a temporary blindness to a driver. Yeah, yes, if you're driving in areas that it's excessively dark, and you're like me, you're short-sighted, you might need, more
Extra
visibility. But once a vehicle is approaching, you are supposed to dim your lights.
Yes.
Right? It's supposed to automatically. You're supposed to dim your lights, because it can, when you have the young and experienced drivers who don't necessarily get an opportunity to drive at nights with the driving school. When they first get their license, they acquire a vehicle. And then that is when they experience, maybe for the first time, driving at night and a bright light coming at them. That's cause for panic. That's cause for them, drifting a bit because they do not understand, hey, okay, I need to slow down, or I need to look at the line on the edge of the road. And not all our roads are marked with that edge line. So what do? You have to slow down. All of them have the cat eyes to show you, okay, this is the edge of the road.
And hope somebody's not tailgating you.
And hope so. There you go.
Speaking to Richie.
So yes, definitely.
So in terms of night driving now, there's the driving schools don't do night driving. You cannot drive after 6.
No. That is no longer a law in St.
Yeah, because I was always
you can drive 24/7, morning, noon, night, midnight, 1 o'clock. Doesn't matter what time it is. Yes, once you have the particulars that you need, the learners, and for the driving schools, I think that's why a lot of them don't operate at night. I mean, for one, we're tired.
Yeah, you don't want to be sleeping on the job.
That's right. But you still have a few schools who do drive at night, but you would see their headboard. Yes, that's right. They'll have a lit headboard, which is required by the ministry if you have to operate at night. So you'll see people like Mr. Noel when it comes to about 7, 8 o'clock. If they're still on the road, you'll see the lights on the vehicle.
Okay.
So that happened. So I guess when we drove, I remember after 6, you couldn't. So sometimes my instructor would have had to go out to remove it and let's finish the lesson.
Take out the headboard.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask about is the role of pedestrians in terms of safe use of the road. You find somebody's crossing, they start running.
And then they stop.
And they slow down.
Open
Some
their
of them
turn around.
talk to somebody or whatever. Finish your conversation and then cross. What is your encouragement to not just drivers but passengers?
Pedestrians on the road.
Pedestrians.
We too, as pedestrians, if we are pedestrians, we play a role in road safety as well. A lot of persons believe once they start crossing the road that, you don't have a choice but to stop, right? When they're on the pedestrian crossing, yes, they have the right of way for them to cross. So you do get persons when you get to the pedestrian crossing, they stand at the edge of the crossing, you don't know whether they're going, they're coming, that creates a problem. You probably have kids who sometimes stay at the edge of that line there and just stand up there talking to their buddy, and you're trying to figure out, should you stop for the child, should you not stop for the child? Well, your first reaction should be to stop.
Yes.
Because they are at the end of the pedestrian crossing. Because if not, persons just turn and walk.
So it's at the end, or should you have a footing on the pedestrian crossing?
No, it should be. It's you stop, you listen, you wait, you watch when it's safe, or the person's permitted you to, you then you cross the road. That's what it's supposed to be. But then when you get to a pedestrian crossings, persons come from where you don't know. Persons don't wait to come in front the vehicle and cross. Sometimes you look at your side and you see somebody crossing right by your door, and they crossing to get onto the pedestrian crossing quickly. So even before you move off, you cannot even say, let me look at the end of there and the end of the other side. You have to look from the back left to see if there's anybody coming to run onto the pedestrian crossing.
Why can we not charge pedestrians like they do in some certain places?
Well,
maybe that's for the police.
We don't even have enough manpower to navigate. We have far less to police pedestrians. It's just that we need to understand our rule. We need to understand that vehicles don't lie down at OKEU.
Right.
You understand? Whereas you can buy a door and a fender and a bonnet and a bumper to replace on a vehicle, once you're in a collision or you're in an accident, you can't buy these parts.
Your life changes forever.
Forever. You cannot buy these parts. So it is your responsibility. Persons who walk the street and they have the earbuds in the air. Right? Even that is so dangerous that you're blowing the horn.
They don't hear.
And they don't hear. The noise reduction headphones. Or they no longer have earbuds, they have those big muffs, those like what we're carrying right now. And they're walking on the streets, and again it is noise reduction, so they don't hear what's happening around them. Best advice, put one in, take out one, or don't use them at all. Use one. The side of traffic should not have an earbud. In the event that you have to have one. The side of traffic should not have one, right? Or don't wear them at all when you are doing with crossing the streets and stuff. So all that is playing our role, When we walk at nights, we walk the streets, don't wear dark clothing, black.
Yes.
Make sure you have something that a vehicle, a driver can see you. A T-shirt, a white T-shirt, a white shirt, or colorful clothing. Take that into consideration as well.
I see people crossing, and all you see is a shadow crossing.
A shadow.
And they don't like.
Sometimes a little reflection of the shoe.
I'm just about to overtake, and look at this.
Here is a very typical example. This pedestrian crossing right here at night, very dangerous.
Yeah, it's dark.
It's very dark. Yes. Yeah.
So, but the other thing is that pedestrians don't understand that drivers have a blind spot.
Yes.
So you at the pedestrian crossing does not mean I'm seeing you, because you may be in my blind spot.
The columns
of the vehicle, and sometimes you wonder, why is he? I'm crossing, but why is he driving on me? Because we have not seen you. Because we have blind spots in the vehicle.
And there are vehicles that have bigger blind spots than the others.
Yes.
The SX4s they're terrible. The Alphas, the pillars are a lot wider, and I have an Alphard, so I can tell you. Too many times I am approaching, and I have to be trying to look around that pillar to make sure that I can proceed. And another habit that I have is I never move off with speed. I never move off with speed. I always let that vehicle start to roll before I actually accelerate. So that's one of the things I teach students, because by the time you dip your foot in the gas, somebody might be crossing the road. So I always just ease my foot off the brake and just let that vehicle roll off, and which is what it's supposed to be, roll off that pedestrian crossing before I accelerate.
Okay, wonderful. So we've expired our time. We're going to invite you soon again. At least we're going to cover roundabouts.
Roundabouts,
and so thank you very much for being here. It shows your commitment and dedication. I think the government should give you
a stipend.
A stipend award, appreciation, but you're doing your part faithfully.
We're trying. We're going to try.
We are grateful.
And hopefully we could rally some of the other driving schools to come on board. So I think, as I said, this year, for me, I had a little setback in the previous years. I was kind of in the backlight. because I was handling some personal issue. A very good friend of mine died, and it took me really a long time to just get over it. But this year I'm out. So hopefully you're gonna see more of me.
No, we love you.
And you will hear more of me. You can follow me on Kickstart. Our website is up. On our Facebook page, we are forever putting scenarios, questions when it comes to dealing with the road, and we're hoping to do a lot more when it comes to maybe a vlog, a driving vlog in the driver's seat, or something, to create that awareness.
Right. So we are grateful, and we'll call upon you. We'll take over that. And by God, so we want to say to you, our listeners, viewers, unfortunately to those who are not able to get all of it, perhaps you can get it on later. Request the recording, you can get it. And we are thankful for that. To you everywhere, may God bless you. Those of us in studio, we are thankful for that. And as we end, we want to remind you, wherever you go and whatever you do, mind your business.